Let your hands rest on your knees. Take a deep breath. Let's start to move. So we're going to make these great big circles, Mula Bandha circles. Close your eyes now. Breathe through your nose if you can. Change the direction of your circles whenever it feels comfortable to you. Check in with how the hips are feeling. If they feel super tight and it's uncomfortable to sit on the floor, get another pillow or a blanket and stick it underneath your hips so that it's comfortable and natural for you. Just a few more times around. Notice the difference when you change the direction of the circles. Check in with how your hips are feeling. How's the back feeling? Are the shoulders way up high in your ears, or have you relaxed them? How's your neck feeling today? The neck changes from day to day, hour to hour, depending on what you've been doing for hours at a time, hanging over a certain task, maybe driving or sleeping in an unusual way that your neck doesn't like. And you wake up the next morning and you notice that you're having some issues. Now, instead of circles, we're going to move into the rhythm of the elephant. We're leaning in front of the hips. We're going to sway from one side to the other side in the rhythm of the elephant. Breathe deeply to one side. Exhale out to the other side. Back and forth. Let your lower back soften. Allow each breath to be full and deep. Maybe pause at the very top of the breath. Maybe pause at the bottom of the breath. Notice how that lower back's feeling. Allow it to become a moving meditation. Now, it doesn't matter if it's the right or the left side. Please choose one side. Put your hands on each side of one of your legs, and on your own exhalation, bow to where it feels safe and comfortable. As you press that opposite hip down, let your shoulders both relax. Let your head hang. Let your neck be soft. Let your neck release. Don't go anywhere. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a great big sigh. With an inhale, rise back up. Put your hands on both of your knees. Exhale here. Take another deep cleansing breath in, and again, let it out with a sound. Turn to the other side. Breathe in and gently bow to where it feels comfortable. As you let your shoulders relax, let your head hang, let the shoulders relax, let the neck release. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a great big sigh. Shake the head yes, a little no. With an inhale, rise back up. Place your hands on both of your legs. Exhale here. Now, with a deep breath in, draw both shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, pull them back and down. Try it one more time. Inhale, pull the shoulders up. Exhale, take them back and down. Lengthen the spine, and on your own exhale, gently bow to where it feels comfortable. Let your shoulders relax. Let your head hang. Please take this moment to balance your breath with your mind and the body. With your own inhalation, please rise back up. Place the backs of your hands together and lift them to the heart. Take a deep, expansive breath. Open your arms out wide. Exhale, let your hands meet right over your head. Inhale, reach your fingertips up tall. And when you exhale, the hands come down to the heart. Namaste. Release your hands, and with an inhale, take your hands all the way up to the ceiling. Touch your hands, and you're going to bring your right hand behind you, your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Sit up tall, squeeze your belly. Look as far over your right shoulder as it feels comfortable to you. Keep the twist. Maintain your pose. Slowly turn your head. Look over to your left side, only to where it feels comfortable. Now, we're going to gently release the pose. Come back to the middle. Please roll your shoulders. And with an inhale, touch your hands right over your head. Take an exhale here. Now inhale, reach your fingertips up tall. And exhale, bring your left hand behind you, right hand to your left thigh. Sit up tall, squeeze your belly. Look as far to the left as it feels safe to you. Breathe full and deep. Notice it feels so different from the other side. Slowly turn your head. Look as far to the right. Take a breath or two there. Now we're going to release the pose and bring your nose back to the middle. Roll your shoulders. We're going to do the same pose but a little deeper. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Touch your hands. And exhale, bring your right hand behind you. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Get into your twist to the right. Then slowly turn your head. Look over your left shoulder. Take that right arm, bring it straight up. Spread your fingers. Only fold to where it feels comfortable. Some of you only go half an inch down. Some of you melt your shoulder to your thigh. Stretch your hip out from your fingertips there. Get that nice lateral stretch. You could look under your arm to the palm of your hand, or you can slowly turn your head and look down. Now turn the palm up. Inhale, press the air down as you come back to the middle. Please roll your shoulders. With an inhale, bring the hands up. Touch your hands. Exhale, bring your left hand behind you, right hand to your thigh. Sit up tall. Squeeze your belly. Look over your back shoulder to where it feels safe. Now you're going to slowly turn your gaze, look to the right side. Take that left arm, your back arm, straight up to the ceiling. Spread your fingertips. On your exhale, you're going to fold to your left thigh. Stretch from your right hip to your right fingertips. Spread the fingers, looking down or looking up. Breathe deep here. Turn the palm of your hand up, press the air down, come back to the middle, and roll your shoulders around. When you're ready, let's come up onto your hands and knees. Let's start to work a little cat-cow. So spread your fingers wide. Make sure that middle finger is pointing straight to the front of your mat. Elbows are straight so your bones are stacked. Please have your toes rolled under or relax them. We're going to start with our cat pose, pulling the belly in and up. Relax your belly. Shake your head and take a couple of breaths in your cat. Relax the butt. We really have to tell our hips to release. Now we're going to gently look forward and come into cow pose and go back and forth from your cat pose. Move it into cow pose. Breathe here, keeping the arms straight, flowing from crown of the head to your tail. Just a few times to juice that spine up. And then you're going to hold your cat arch. When you're ready, you're just going to let your head hang. Again, the butt muscles are relaxed. You're pulling your tummy in. Shake your head just a bit. And then press the hips low to the heels. Reach the arms out long to the front. Let your head hang. Take a couple of breaths here. Some of you, your head is going to touch the floor. Some of you, it's a million miles away. Please make sure there's space between your thumbs. You're spreading your fingers. One more breath, kids. And then inhale. Lift all the way back up. Walk your way just a little bit, just a tiny bit to the right. Spread the fingers, arms are straight. We're going to start with cat pose. Move it to cow pose. Please synchronize your breath and movement any way you choose. If you have not done this 5 million times, it feels cockeyed, it feels odd. If you've been out in your kayak and paddling, maybe riding your bike, it feels funny through your shoulders. Maybe you've been working too long hours over your computer. Pull your tummy in your next cat, hold it. Let the head hang, relax the butt muscles. Shake your head. Press the hips as low to the heels. Reach your fingertips long to the right. Elbows are off the floor. Take a look at your hands. Get the arms nice and straight. And then drop your head down between your arms. Take it a little deeper if you want. Left hand goes on top of your right hand or close to it. You're going to twist inward. Get that left side body stretched into the scapula, rib cage. You could twist both ways. It feels lovely. Then we're going to inhale, come all the way back up. Walk your way over to the left side. Spread your fingers. Elbows are straight and you flow it into the cat and you move it to cow pose. You're going to go back and forth from cat, move it into cow. Just a few times and find that natural synchronization. You think differently going to right and left side. Just changing the direction of a pose changes it and how you think about it. Next time you have cat, hold cat. Let the head hang. Relax your butt. Belly is in and upward. Keep breathing. Shake your head. Press your hips low. Reach your arms out long. Head drops between the arms. And you're going to put that right hand close to the left or on top of it. You're going to twist your right side body to the middle of your mat. And you're going to take a couple of breaths there. Inhale. Lift all the way back up. Come back to the center. please come into your child's pose. Your arms could be out in front of you. Your head could be rested on your arms. Your arms could be by your side, palms up. Doesn't matter. Take a couple of breaths. At any time during our class, please come into this pose if it's too much. If you need to rebalance yourself, if it hurts your knees, lay on your back and come knees to chest. So we're going to come out with our hands to the front of the mat, elbows off the floor, but this time we're going to roll our toes under. Elbows are off the mat, spread your fingers. Look at, there's no wrinkles on your wrists. There's no weight on them. This is how we want to approach down dog. You don't want to have a lot of wrinkles. That's bad. Not in your wrists there. You're going to tuck your chin. You're going to keep your tummy and your thighs together. And you're going to lift up and come into down dog. You're going to walk your dog slow, extra slow. Then you're going to press both heels down to the floor. You're going to take a million tiny little teeny weeny steps to the front of your yoga mat. Once you're there, knees are bent, tummy and thighs are comfortably touching each other. Even if you have a straightforward fold, please let belly and thighs touch each other. Make sure the heels of your feet are opened out as wide as your pinky toes. Let your head hang. Shoulders relax. Take a deep breath and just go. Shake your head a little bit. Take another deep breath in and again let it out with awe. Turn the palms out in front of you. Pull your tummy in. Use your knees like shock absorbers as you come all the way up to extended mountain, touching your hands over your head. You're going to float your hands down to the heart. We're going to inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to inhale to a modified head lifted. We're dropping the hips, bending the knees. We're pulling the belly off your thighs, but you're letting your arms hang. Spread your fingers, tuck your chin, looking out just above the front of your mat. Press down with the blades of your feet. Feel that fire the legs up. Pull that tummy in and upward. Please keep breathing. On your next personal exhale, come into forward fold. Inhale, drop your hips, bend your knees, modified head lifted, spread your fingertips, roll your shoulders a little bit. Tuck your chin, pull the tummy in, pressing the blades of your feet towards the floor, and then exhale, forward bend. Inhale, drop your hips, bend the knees. Align yourself. Now, inhale, arms out wide like airplane wings. Spread your fingers. Exhale by your hips. Pull your thumbs back. Open your chest. Inhale, bring those arms by your ears. Touch your hands and come all the way. Bring your hands all the way into your heart. Relax your shoulders. With a deep breath in, turn the palms out. Bring your hands all the way up. Exhale, swan dive your way down to forward fold. Inhale, any head lift that you choose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with your right foot to high lunge. Exhale, drop your right knee down. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, pull back on your left leg. Bow over that left leg. You do want tummy and thighs touching each other, so if you need to bend the knee, you can. But this is a one-legged forward fold. Pressing the left foot down, getting that stretch in the top of the foot and into the shin. Another deep breath into that one-legged forward fold, kids. Let the hips release a little more. Relax into it. Now we're going to lift the sole of your right foot up. Spread the toes out wide apart. We're going to press the left heel down into the mat and then isometrically pull it back towards the hips. Now you're not done there. This is no longer a forward fold. It's a head lifted. So we're going to take our hands, reach them out as far as you can. Claw the mat so you're up on teacup fingers. Lift your collarbones up. Look up and over the top of your foot and breathe there. You're going to bend your knee. Come forward. Relax your right toes in the back. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Come down onto elbows. Relax yourself over your elbows if you can. If you need to, you're going to come up on your hands. Wherever it's good for you. You could put a yoga prop underneath your elbows if that's necessary. Bring the floor up to you. No matter where your hands or your elbows might be, you're going to roll out on the side of your foot. Look at the bottom of your foot. Let the knee rest out to the side. Let the hips square to the front of the mat and let yourself release into the pose. Just another breath or two here. Now we're going to come back up. So bring the knee back up. You're going to roll your right toes under and you're up on your hands. You're going to lift that right knee off the floor and step your left foot back to meet your right foot. You're in plank pose. Press back with your heels, inner thighs to the ceiling. Shoulder blades are spread apart. Your arms are stacked. Pull your tummy in. Look at that spot between your thumbs so you can lengthen the crown of your head out. Breathe in plank pose. Simply drop your hips to the floor for up dog. Shoulders are back. Bring yourself into plank and then lift your hips into down dog. If you need to take a tiny step forward, go right ahead. Again, look at your wrists. Minimal wrinkling on your wrists. You want to get the weight away from your wrists. Let your head rest. Do not pinch your shoulder blades together. Walk your puppy. Bend one knee. Reach the opposite heel to the floor. And gently go from side to side. Slow. Extra slow. Now try down dog. Lift the hips up. Now we're going to lift our left leg up to the ceiling in down dog ekapada. Square your hips to the floor. Reach out from your heels of your hands up to the heel of your left foot. Press your right heel downward if you can. Another breath. And then gently put your foot down onto the floor. Let's take our right leg up. Point your toes to the floor. Press the left heel down. Reach up from your right heel to your right wrist there. And then you're going to look up between your hands. Some of you need to come down on your knees, but you're going to try to bring your right foot forward. You may have to walk it up. You're going to come into high lunge from here. Lengthen out. Take a deep breath. And exhale, gently drop the left knee on the floor. Take a nice deep breath, a cleansing breath, and then exhale. Pull back on your left leg. Right leg. Bow over your right leg, pressing your right toes to the floor. Breathing into it. Square the hips. Let your belly relax on your thighs. Enjoy this one-legged forward fold. Let it deepen. Now, we're going to lift the sole of your foot up. Spread the toes out wide. Press your right heel into the floor and then isometrically draw it back to the hips. It squares the hips. Take your hands, claw the mat, look up and over the top of that right foot. Breathe into that deeply. Now bend your right knee. Come forward. Relax your left toes in the back. Both hands come to the inside of your right foot. Yogi's choice. Do you want to be on your elbow? Both elbows? Maybe you go, no, I prefer to be on my hands. Allow your hips to open. Let that right knee point up to the ceiling and just take a breath or two here. Now we're going to look at the sole of your right foot. So roll out onto the side of that foot. Look at the bottom of it. Stretch through the knee and breathe. Then you're going to lift all the way back up. You're going to roll your left toes under. Lift the knee up off the floor. Right foot steps back to left foot. We're in plank pose again, folks. Lengthen the crown of your head from your tailbone, heels away from your hips, inner thighs to the ceiling. Arms are straight, so those soft spots of your elbows are rotated forward to open your shoulders. One more breath there. Up dog. So drop the hips down, shoulders back, thighs off the mat. Come into plank pose. Lift your hips to your down dog. I always like to take a tiny step forward, but you don't need to. Now we're going to lift our right leg up to down dog ekapada. You're going to open your right hip to the side. Bend your knee. Look over your left shoulder. Now see if it feels good. Keep your arms straight. Then relax your head. I always like to shake the leg. It just feels kind of good in the hip. And then settle the right foot on the floor. Now walk the dog a little bit to realign it. And then we're going to bring the heels down. We're going to lift your left leg up. Point the toes to the floor. Open your hip up to the side. Bend your knee. Look over your right shoulder at your left foot. Now we're going to shake it a little bit, relaxing your head. Now look forward, and we're going to bring your foot all the way forward to high lunge. And then we're going to step our right foot forward to forward fold. Inhale to any head lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Touch your hands. Float the hands down to your heart. Roll the shoulders a little bit. Adjust your clothes. Make sure the heels of your feet are opened out, toes pointed straight ahead. We're going to roll the thumbs back, pinkies forward. With an inhale, lift your arms up. Interlace your hands, steeple pose, lengthen tall. Exhale, tilt out to your right side. Look down to the floor or under your left arm to the ceiling. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left side. Look down to the floor or up to the ceiling. Please keep breathing. Inhale, back up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, head lifted. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with your right foot to high lunge. You can keep your knee off the floor or put your knee on the ground. We're going to inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Crescent moon lunge if it feels good. If this does not feel good to your back, you can come here. But if it feels good, bring your arms up. Elbows out if you want to bring it into goalpost and take it to a mini back bend. And then bring your hand down to the floor. Please keep your right hand on the mat. We're going to inhale, sweep the left arm up to the ceiling. Look up if it feels good. Look down if it feels better. Open your chest to the left side. If your right knee is off the floor, lift that thigh upward. Breathe there. And then we're going to gently float the hand down to the floor. We're going to inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, head lifted. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot to high lunge. Reach that heel back. Knee can be on the floor or off the ground. With an inhale, bring your arms up. Remember, if this is too crunchy on the lower back, elbows to the knee. Maybe you want to take it into a bigger back bend, elbows forward into goalpost. One more breath. Float the hands down. Keep your left hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Open your chest up to the right. Look down to the floor or look up to the ceiling. Take another breath there. And then gently bring the hand down. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, head lifted. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Interlace your hands. Steeple pose, lengthen tall. Exhale to the right. Hold it and breathe. Press it down with your left foot. Reach out with the left arm. Twist at the waist, not the shoulders, only if it feels good. Take one more breath there, kids. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale to the left side. Press down with that right foot. Reach out with the right arm. Only if it feels good, twist at the waist. Turn your sternum up. Breathe here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, forward fold. Belly to thighs, shake your head. You can bend your knees as much or as little. Inhale, head lifted. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot, just like we did, high lunge. You can either have your knee off the floor or on the floor, just like we did before. Inhale, bring your right arm up, open your chest up. Now we're going to bring our right arm by our ear. Stretch from your right fingertips out from your right heel. Breathe here, look under the arm or down to the floor. And then windmill the arm one more time. Lift that arm all the way up. And then gently bring your hand down on the floor. We're going to step back and we're going to have plank pose. We're going to drop our hips to the floor for up dog. Come into plank pose to down dog. Any down dog you do. Walk it a little bit. Press both heels to the floor. Lift your hips high. Lengthen your hips away from your wrists. One more breath here, just like this. Good. Now you're going to either step, take a million tiny steps, or you're going to hop forward into your forward fold. Inhale to head lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain, come all the way up. Touch your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left foot to high lunge. Reach that left heel back. Knee could be on the floor or the ground. We're going to inhale, lift that right arm up, stretch it up again. Now, we're going to bring the hand down. We're going to bring our elbows to the knee if you can, and bring your hands to the heart. Gently put your hands down onto the floor. Let's take it back to plank. Up dog. Take it to plank to down dog. How about we get the other side? So we're going to look forward. Bring your left foot up between your hands. You're going to leave your right hand on the mat. Inhale, open your chest up to the left side. Look up if it's good. Look down if it's better. Now let's get that lateral stretch. Stretching from your heel, your left heel, to your, right heel to your left fingertips. Then we're going to windmill that hand back up, open your chest, and settle the hand back down. One last time. Step back, plank. Drop the hips down, up dog. Take it to plank to down dog. Look up between your hands, left foot forward to high lunge. So here you are in high lunge. Let's one more time. Open your chest up. Bring the hand to the floor. If it feels good, come all the way up. Bring your hands to the heart. And then the hands down to the ground. Take your foot back. Take it to plank. Take a million tiny steps forward to forward fold, or hop forward to forward fold. Shake your head. Inhale. Let's come up to extended mountain and float the hands to your heart. So before we come down for the yin portion, let's get a flow into our balance pose. So we're going to play a little bit with hurdlers through crocodile pose. Remember, put your hand close to something you can grab onto, okay? Could be a chair, could be the wall. It will make it so much easier. Each side is different. But what I love about crocodile pose is we use the locks. We're going to lift our left leg up. The thigh is parallel to the floor. You're going to flex your foot. You're going to bring your left arm out of your left thigh, and you're going to spread your fingers. Only if it feels good. Right arm goes up. Spread your fingers. Pull your tummy in and up. Breathe here. Only if it feels good, look over your left hand. Then bring it back to center and drop it down. Bring your hands to the heart to balance your body. Adjust your feet. Before we go anywhere else, just lift all of your toes up. Spread your toes out. Settle your feet down. We're not in a hurry. We're lifting our left leg up, thigh parallel to the floor, flex your foot. Right arm out, spread your fingers. Left arm goes straight up, spread your fingers wide. Look over your right shoulder, only if it feels good. Pull that tummy in, that makes a big difference. And then bring it back to center, step it down, hands to the heart. Let's flow it. We're going to take that left leg up, left arm over your thigh, flex the foot, right arm up. If you can, you're going to bend your knee, grab your left ankle, and we're going to gently, just a slight bend out with your right hip. You're going to float your way out to dancer pose. You don't have to go into it deep, but gently bring it back. Hands to the heart, step it down, walk it out. If you have to hold on to something, great. That's all right. We play with this. Please have a playful attitude about it. Lift your right leg up, flex your foot. Have your right arm over your right thigh. Spread your fingers, flex your foot. Take that left arm up. Only if it feels good, look over your right shoulder. And let's go into dancer pose. So grab your right ankle. It's different on each side. Even I have problems on one side. And you're going to take that slight bow forward, just a tiny one. If you come forward anymore, it's another pose. You're going to lift out with the left arm, reach that right knee up, and then gently step it down and bring your hands to the heart and walk it out a bit. So we're going to open the legs out really, really wide. We're going to play just a little warrior pose. So adjust yourself so that you can have your toes inward, heels outward. You're going to lengthen out in 5-pointed star. And you're simply going to turn your right toes to the front end of your yoga mat. Relax through your shoulders. Bend your right knee, and just for a moment, look down at your right knee. See that there's toes fringing past the knee. Don't have your knee flopped in. It's pulling back. Pull your tummy in. Relax into it. Breathe. Settle yourself into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Turn the palms up. Let's revolve it. Drop your left hand down to the leg. Reach that right arm straight up. And then come back to Warrior 2. We're going to straighten your right leg. Reach out. You're bending at your right hip crease. Reach out as far as you can. Drop your right hand behind your knee, shin, or maybe the hand goes to the floor. Open the chest. But if you're bent over, then you've gone too far. You want to feel like you're being squeezed between two walls. Look down or look up. Inhale, come back up. Touch your hands over your head. Turn your right foot to the long side of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to turn your left toes to the short end of your mat. You're going to reach your arms out into 5-pointed star. Relax through the shoulders. Settle into the pose. You're going to gently bend that left knee. Look over the left knee. Make sure you see toes fringing past it. The knee is opened out. You're not reaching too far out in front of you. You're not reaching too far behind you. You're right square in the center. Pressing down with both feet without ripping your toes in. Just for a moment, lift those toes up and settle the toes down. Turn the palms up. Drop the right hand down. Reach the left arm up. Revolve that warrior. And then come back to Warrior 2. Straighten your leg. Reach your left arm over that left leg. Put the hand behind the thigh, the knee, the shin, or the floor. I like it behind the leg because it's easier to line yourself over the leg. Spread your fingers. Look up or look down. Do not press on your leg. No, no. This is all strength of the arm, the core, the legs, the core. And then inhale, come all the way back up, 5-pointed star. Touch your hands right over your head. Turn your foot to the long end of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Heel toe your feet together so that you're prepared for the Hindu squat. The heels are in, toes are outward. Your knees always track over your feet. So make sure that your feet are almost as wide as your yoga mat. Maybe they're a little wider. And you're going to come down. We're going to just bring our hands onto our thighs above the knee. Fingers pointing inward. Tuck your chin, round the back. Gently look forward. Come into the pose, back and forth. Cat-cow a little bit. Now the next time you have cat rounding, hold the cat for a moment and then gently bring your hands down. If you hold Hindu squat with the hips all the way down, please come all the way down. Elbows into the thighs, lift the heart up. And then we're going to gently come down onto our hands and knees. Toes touch, knees can be apart or together. Please take a child's pose for just a moment. And then you're all going to lift yourself back up, lay down onto your tummies. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Let your forehead rest on your hands. And you're going to make sure the heels of your feet are flopped out. So adjust your body. Make sure your hips are loose. Let your head rest on your hands. We are going to come into Sphinx pose or seal pose. That's why I was warming your back up with all those up dogs. When you're ready, come up onto your elbows. Where we were using our muscle energy for up dog, we're relaxing and letting go. We were using our core in up dog, getting the same back bend. Now we're relaxing your butt muscles. Let the heels flop out. Relax in your spine here. Let your head relax. And if your neck hurts, grab your yoga block or one of your pillows, whatever you have, and stick it underneath your forehead. This is a 5-minute pose, folks. So maybe this hurts your lower back. If you're feeling crunching, for God's sakes, come back down and let your forehead rest on your hands. But if you can handle staying here in Sphinx pose, please do. We're reestablishing your lumbar spine. Some of us, most of us, sit on our sacrum, our tailbones tucked under us. We're sitting on this spot and our back is rounded. This is an amazing thing to reestablish your lumbar curve. So simple. Relax into it. Let your shoulders and neck relax. Again, make sure if you need something, stick it underneath your head. Let the heels of your feet rest out. Let your shoulders relax. There are 1 or 2 of you who want to come up higher. So you would take your hands out a little bit wider than your shoulders. You dial your fingers a little out and your elbows come inward. This really deepens your back bend. You may never want to be in this position ever again. So please come back to your elbows. You want to get those shoulders out of your ears if this is okay. If something in between feels better, maybe you need to get your pillow underneath your shoulders and take something in between the poses. Please make sure, no matter which pose you're doing, that your shoulders and neck are safe. Breathe here. Just a couple of breaths. You're either in seal pose or Sphinx pose. We're almost complete with it. You're either here with your head supported or in seal. Now we're all going to meet each other down. So if you are all ready down, we're going to meet you there. Put your hands one on top of the other. Let your forehead rest on your hands, and everybody just relax your hips as you come out of your Sphinx pose. Now you're going to put your arms by your side, palms of your hands up. Turn one cheek on your mat. Bend your knees, crisscross your ankles, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Help release the hips. Now you're gonna turn your head to the opposite side, and instead of crisscrossing, drop your heels from one side to the other. Windshield wipers. Drop your feet down onto the floor. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and bring yourself into child's pose. Remember, toes touch, knees can be apart or together. If your knees are hurting, maybe slip a blanket or a pillow between your thighs and your calves. Arms can be under your head or resting out. Please let go of the back. So we're going to stay in child's pose for about 10 breaths. Don't look at me, stay in child's pose. You're going to breathe as deep as you can into that lower back area. Let your hips open and let go. So we just compressed your lumbar spine. Now we're decompressing it. Breathe into that lower back and let it open. Let it soften. Let it relax. Let it release. This is a great pose to do in bed at any time if your hips or your back are hurting. Please lift all the way back up. We're going to take our right leg out, roll your toes under, stretch through the heel of that foot. You're going to take that leg up and bring it out to the left side. Put your right toes down onto the floor and look over the top of your left shoulder at your right heel. Take a breath or two there. Then we're going to take the leg back, wiggle the ankle around, bend your knee, point your right knee out to the side, and do the circles in your hip. Going one way, go the other way. We want to make sure those hips are real good and loose. Put your knee down onto the floor, relax your toes, move your hips around. If you're done being on your wrists, you can always come onto your elbows to do all of this. Now come back to the middle. Elbows are straight, toes are rolled under again. Please take your left leg out. Roll the toes under, press strongly through the heel of that foot. Stretch that leg out. And then lift the leg up. Take the leg all the way over to the right side. Press the toes down onto the floor. Press through the heel of your foot. Look over your right shoulder at the heel of your left foot. Take your leg back, wiggle the ankle in circles, bend your knee, point the left knee out to the side and get circles in the hip. Go one way, go the other way. Bring the knee down to the floor, move your hips in circles. Now it's time for our beloved swan pose, pigeon pose. If you'd like to come into it through down dog, you'll lift your hips up, you'll take your right leg up, you're going to bend your knee, bring your right foot to the left side of your mat and the right knee to the right side. And then you press yourself into it. If that's not the way you want to come into it, hands and knees, right knee comes up, rest down onto your right hip and pull the foot out. We're all going to have our left toes rolled under and lift the thigh off the floor, and you push your right hip into the floor. If it doesn't go to the floor, grab your blanket, a pillow, stick it underneath your right hip. Relax your left toes. Come down onto your elbows and relax into it. Try to square your hips. We're trying to let our left hip melt to our right heel as much as we're trying to let our right hip melt to the floor. You can get pillows and bring the floor up to you if being on the floor is too deep. You can always relax up a little higher or down low. We're here for 5 minutes. As you're breathing, it's going to take a moment to check in with everything that's going on in this pose. You're going to feel a little bit in your groin, in the hip flexor, piriformis, the outside of your hip, butt area. Please make sure there is no pain in the knee joint itself, in the knee structure. Around the knee, you're going to feel that stretch around the tissue. That's normal. If you are feeling that, you need to bend the knee and bring it in a little bit. Make sure that you're comfortable and safe. If your knee is hurting too much, let me show you what you need to do to modify it. You would lay on your back, right ankle would be on your left thigh, and you drop the knee down. You can hold on to the foot and just let the knee rest out. But you're always mindful. You know, there's times that I've had trips where I couldn't come into swan or pigeon pose on my tummy. I had to lay on my back. So you have to listen to your body and not let your ego tell you what you should or should not be doing. Each side is different. Every day is different. Every body is different. So please honor yourself in the poses. See if you can expand your breath deep into that right side body. Don't think about making your tummy big. Think about expanding out your back ribs and your side ribs. Exhaling, pulling the tummy in and upward. Inhale, expand out your back ribs, your side ribs. They can expand out as wide as your tummy. On your exhale, pull the tummy in and up. See if you can breathe and expand into that right hip so deeply. That breath seems to seep into that right hip. Let that right hip feel as though it has an air supply of its own. Let it soften, let it release, let it let go. We're in the presence of now. The right side is the presence, the sun side. What's been going on in your week? What's been going on in your day? Breathe into it and let that week go. Let it dissolve from your right hip. Let any stress or tension that you've been picking up today, let it soften, let it release. Let it gently melt away. Stay with your breath. If you wanted to, you could walk your elbows a little bit to the left side. Maybe it feels good. Maybe you go, I'd rather stay in the middle. You're still pressing your hips evenly down. You're not listening to one side or the other side. Let it all go. Let it soften. Let it release. Now, some of us maybe want to walk the elbows to the right side and explore the right. You would keep your left elbow on the floor and put your hand to the outside of your right knee to the thigh. Right hand would go down on the floor and you could look over your right shoulder, or maybe you're just hanging out to the right. Just a breath or two. Gently come back to the center. Allow yourself to melt. Allow everything to soften. Let everything let go. Open those hips up. Now all you're going to do is put your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself gently back up. Pull that right foot inward. Come up onto your hands and knees. Once you've come on your hands and knees, move your hips around. Go one way. Go the other way. Just a couple of times around. Now, we're going to roll our toes under. We're going to press our hips back low to the heels. Get your arms way far away from your hips. Tuck your chin. You're going to look at your knees, lift your hips up, and come into down dog. Some of you want to stay on your hands and knees, and you'll bring your left knee up. If you're coming through down dog, please bring it into down dog, bringing your left foot to the right side. Point your left knee to the left side as far out as you can. Right toes for all of us are rolled under. Your knee is off the floor, and you push the left hip to the floor. You can even take that leg and walk that back into the pose a little bit deeper. Relax your right toes. If you need the blanket underneath your left hip, stick it there. If not, that's fine. Come down onto your elbows, and you're going to either stack your hands or get your pillow underneath you. We're going to hang out here. We're going to adjust yourself. Remember, if you're modifying it, laying on your back, you're having your left ankle on your right thigh, dropping it to the right side, pointing the left knee up to the ceiling to get into the hip. So this could be kind of shocking going from right to left side because your day and night different. This is your left hip. This is the path, the moon side. So there's a big lightning storm and thunder and lightning out there. I hope you're enjoying it too right now. Let your right hip melt to your left heel. Allow that left hip to melt to the prop or to the floor. You could be up high or down low, it doesn't matter. But now that you've settled into the past here, some of the old stuff you've been carrying around, let that right hip release to the left heel. Allow that left hip to open and explore the breath. Your back body can stretch out as much and wide as your front body. So focus on your back body, not your tummy. Focus out your back ribs, your side ribs, expanding, holding the breath, and then exhaling, pulling the belly in and up. Doing this a total of 3 or 4 times so that you can seem to seep into that left hip. See if you can expand that breath so deep that you can let go of the hip, the piriformis there, your hip flexor, letting yourself soften and release. Let it all melt away. Now we could play with the pose. Maybe you're just staying there and breathing and just getting in touch with that hip. And maybe there's thoughts or memories that come out of it. That's normal. Walk your elbows over to the right side and let yourself hang there and kind of press the hip into the floor. Shoulders relax. Notice the difference from right to left side. You can do this pose a million times and it will always feel completely different. Please be patient with yourself. If you choose to explore the left side, walk the elbows over that way. The right elbow would come as far as it can and the hand would go to the outside of your left knee. And you could use your left arm to ratchet yourself around and look over your left shoulder just to where it feels comfortable. Gives you that little extra stretch in the hip that you might want. Now we're going to gently come back to the middle, walk yourself back to the center. Allow yourself to melt to the middle again. Let that left hip open and release. We're on our last few breaths of your pose. Then you're going to gently lift yourself up. You're going to roll back on your left hip. If you have a toy, a prop there, pull it out. Pull your left foot inward. And then you're going to bring your knees underneath your hips. Move your hips around. Go one way. Go the other way. Please balance your hip in child's pose. Toes touch, knees together or apart. Come into any child's pose that is comfortable. You could be on your back, hugging knees to chest. If you're hugging knees to chest, please bring your nose to your bent knees for at least 3 deep breaths. If you're on the floor, please release your back and your hips. If you're slender, you may want your knees together and a blanket across your thighs to stretch your back just a bit more. Now we're all going to lift ourselves up. And then we're going to meet each other on our bottoms and lay onto your backs. Once you're down onto your backs, have your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. Let your arms rest out anywhere comfortable. Palms up. You're going to move your right foot into the middle of your mat and take your left leg, cross it tightly over your right leg. Drop both knees down to the right side. And I like to point the top of my foot down to the left foot down towards the floor. Get you a little deeper twist or not. Look straight to the ceiling. Look over your left shoulders. Knees to the right. Looking to the left if it feels good. Now let your shoulders release on the floor. Take a deep breath and just go. See if your shoulders can relax just a bit. We're in shoelace twist. Please bring both knees back up. Uncross your legs. Lift your hips up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Settle your hips down. Move the left foot to the middle. Take your right leg and cross it tightly over the left leg. Drop both knees down to the left side. Look over your right shoulder. Take a deep cleansing breath and let the shoulders relax. Please keep in mind you can point your nose to the ceiling. Twisting cleanses our organs. It twists your spine. It's an amazing thing to do. But don't ever twist if it's uncomfortable. Don't ever force it. With an inhale, please lift both knees back up. Uncross your legs. Lift your hips up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Settle the hips down. Knees touch. Walk the feet out wide, wide, wide apart. Let the shoulders relax. Let your hips open. Now, while the feet are out, knees are in. If you need to take the feet wider out or the heels up higher to your hips, go right ahead. Let your shoulders relax down. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a great big sigh. Take a deep breath in and let it go again. Let it melt. Let's add some movement. Point the right knee towards the ceiling and press the left knee down. Press the right knee slightly inward if it feels good. And then exchange it. Left knee up, right knee down. And gently go from side to side. Slow, super extra slow. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Get that movement in your hips. And then gently bring both knees back up. Walk the feet and the knees in together. Bring both knees to your chest, nose to your bent knees, hands behind your knees, round the back. And then let it all go to the floor. Move your knees around in great big circles, going one way around, go the other way. Reach your hands between your legs, grab your feet. Happy baby. Stretch your leg out. If you want to throw yourself over into plow pose, go right ahead. Some folks love doing that. You can even just pull it right over if you're used to plow. Yeah, lift the hips up. And we can all meet into dead bug pose, holding the blades of our feet, knees towards the floor, heels of your feet towards the ceiling, shoulder blades down, tummy is in. Now, when you're ready, you're going to let your legs go out over your bolsters, your pillows, your folded up blankets. You may have created some heat in the body during our practice, so maybe you will get chilly in a moment. So grab your blanket, put it over you if you need to. Eyes are closed, or eye pillows are on your eyes. Feet are flopped out. Palms of your hands turned up to the ceiling. Please take a deep breath in. Let it out with a big sigh. Notice any discomfort, any dis-ease, anything that needs to leave your mind, your heart. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath for a moment. Sip a little more breath in and blow that discomfort, that dis-ease right out of your mind and your body. Take a deep breath in and let it out with ah. Now let's do the delicious sound. Take a deep breath in. Try it again. Take a deep breath in. One more delicious sound. Notice that vibration lingering on your lips. Let that vibration reverberate through the entire body. Imagine every cell of your body is able to open up and savor that delicious sensation. Find the sound of your own breath at the back of your throat. Hear that breath deepening. Allow that breath to move like a wave through your entire body, relaxing the whole mind, relaxing and releasing the whole body. Find that spot between your eyes and let any tension from the week, let it go, let it release, let it soften and open. Notice that spot, releasing, relaxing the entire scalp and forehead, allowing those deep relaxation to enter the face, noticing the eyes soften, cheeks relax, the jaws seem to unhinge, let the chin hang heavy. As every fiber in the neck softens and releases, even the ears are melting further down. As you breathe deeply into the fronts of your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders seem to melt away. Let those waves of relaxation flow deeply into your arms, soothing your hands as it flows out to your fingers. As each breath expands your ribs just a bit more. Notice that gentle wave, the flow of your breath. Let it release each vertebra gently into the mat. As you breathe deeply into the fronts of your hips, even the backs of your hips are melting away, encouraging those deep waves of relaxation to cascade deep into your thighs. Soothing your knees as it flows deep into your calves, down to each one of your feet. Follow that flow from head to toe, fingertip to fingertip, skin to bone. Let each breath soothe your body. More important, let each breath relax. Let it release the whole mind. As you start to bring yourself back into the room, please wiggle your toes. Please wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your ankles. Wiggle your wrists. Take a nice deep breath in with any extra stretch you'd like. Bring yourself back to the body more fully, more completely. Only when you're ready, give those knees a hug and squeeze. Make sure you stay on your side for a moment. Maybe you need to just make a pillow for your head with your arms and just hang out there. Stay for a moment. And when you're ready, come up to any old seated position you would like. Come up and roll your shoulders a couple of times. Go one way, go the other way. We're going to stretch through our necks before we go. Relax your shoulders. Tilt your right ear towards the right shoulder and take your left hand out on the floor. Move that left hand back just enough. Open your eyes, look out the side of your eye up to the ceiling and lift the chin with the gaze. Take a breath and just go. Slowly and gently rotate your nose, look directly down at the left side. Relax through your shoulders. Take a breath. Bring your hand back to your knee. Tuck your chin to your chest, little nose. Bring both shoulders to your ears. Lift your head up. Relax your shoulders down. Tilt your left ear towards your shoulder. Take your right hand out on the floor. Move it back just enough to feel it in the side of your neck. Open your eyes, look out the side of your eye up to the ceiling. Lift the chin with the gaze. Take a deep breath. Slow and gentle. Rotate your nose. Look directly down at your left knee. Let your head hang. Take a deep breath. Shake your head a little, yes. Please bring your hand to the knee. Tuck your chin to your chest, little nose. Bring both shoulders to your ears. Lift your head up. Relax the shoulders back and down. If you choose to Om tonight, put your hands together, thumbs against your heart. We're going to pronounce Om, A-U-M, Om. Close your eyes. Invite a deep breath in. Namaste.